Hi, everyone. I am here to talk to you about Faith Life Church. It's time for an update. As you know, we're still waiting for an indictment from the Licking County Sheriff's Department through the prosecutor's office there. It's been a while. It's been at least 2 months that Licking County has had this investigation. I was informed recently that a state senator in Ohio is going to contact the prosecutor, the elected prosecutor in Licking County this week in regard to the status of the investigation. So, as you know, I've shared my concerns, and I have watched a lot of people who have their concerns either in the comments in my videos or on social media in general, because there are a lot of you who live in that area, Licking County or the surrounding counties there, and you want to see justice. And you should absolutely see justice here. So in my last video where I touched on this, I suggested that people who live in that county contact your state senators, and that was done. And I hope that this gets some attention and gets things moving, because, you know, when I think about it, I think, what's the holdup? What's going on here? Think about this. A young woman goes into the Knox County Sheriff's Department in December of 2024. She identifies who the perpetrator is. She reports over 100 instances of SA before the age of 15. Over 100 instances of SA before the age of 15. Let that sink in. That's the evidence that we're dealing with. We know who the perpetrator is. We know that there was SA, and there's still no indictment. So what this led me to was, just to compare, not to, we don't like to compare people and things like that, but I did it here. I compared Sheriff Randy Thorpe. I looked him up because there is a very well-known sheriff in Florida. If any of you have ever heard of Sheriff Grady Judd, he is the sheriff in Polk County, Florida, which is a very large county in Florida, and he is no nonsense. So first I looked up Sheriff Randy Thorpe, who is the Licking County Sheriff, and they were placed in or elected officials. So keep in mind that they are politicians, even though both of these individuals had a career in the deputy's office, in the sheriff's office as deputies, but then when they're elected, they are a politician. That's what they become. And some of them are very, very interested in solving crime, stopping crime. And I will say for sure, Grady Judd is one of them. I don't know about Sheriff Randy Thorpe, but when I looked him up, so it looks like he was in office in 2004, and then there was a time that he retired and then came back in. And so I just looked on, you can Google him, look him up, look at anything that comes up on him. You can do your own research. And then when I went to Sheriff Grady Judd, which I'd never done before, I'd never actually just Googled him, and he has a Wikipedia page. And then what I did is I typed in Sheriff Randy Thorpe press conferences. I only found one. There could be more, but I could only find one from 2017 in regard to an officer shooting. Try typing in Sheriff Grady Judd press conferences. You'll have to type in the word today because there are so many. This is a man who is extremely interested in putting perpetrators behind bars. extremely interested in protecting the community from deviance. It's objective. It's not my opinion. Just look. You can see that. So going back to optics, remember, this is going on now for almost 4 months that we've had the report of the crimes and no indictment. The optics, remember, we can't ignore it. It sat at Knox County for a bit, went to the AG's office for quite a bit, and then social media had to get involved, and then now it's with Licking County. So are there budget concerns in that sheriff's office? Do you not have enough people to investigate? I'm just asking questions. I don't know. But you know what would help because of the poor optics, because of the time that it's we're just sitting here waiting? A press conference. It would really be helpful for a press conference by the sheriff, by the prosecutor. Share with the people of your state what's going on. Why is this taking so long? Hold a press conference. You've held a press conference in regard to an officer shooting. Isn't this of concern? You have people that are going to town hall meetings and voicing their concern about Drenda Cassie remaining on as an elected official. She's a politician. Are there budget concerns? Are there not enough people that work in the sheriff's deputy's office that can investigate and get this thing going? I don't know. I'm just asking questions. Is there a reason that this is taking so long? Maybe the state senator can find out, but in the meantime, the people of Ohio in those areas, they have a right to know. But yet the politicians are leaving you all in the dark. The politicians work for the people. They're not the kings and queens. They work for the people. So I hope that it was last week that we were going to get an indictment. I don't know what's going on. And I think that none of you do either because of the way that it's being handled. There's no press conference. No one's telling anyone anything. Everybody is in the dark. And I just don't think that that's right. I think that the optics are very poor. And perhaps we'll see something happen this week. But if not, just as I said last week, continue contacting not the sheriff. Well, you can contact the sheriff. Contact the sheriff in Licking County. Contact the prosecutor. Her name is Jenny Wells, and I'll leave that information in the description box or in a pinned post. I'll leave that phone number. Jenny Wells is the Licking County prosecutor. Sheriff Randy Thorpe is the sheriff in Licking County. But continue to contact your senators. At the end of the day, this could go to the governor. But something has to give here. Would you agree? If there's something that you know that I don't, please share it with me in the comments or contact me directly. Just comment and say, hey, what's your email address? I have something to tell you. But we're not going to give up on this. This is going to continue to remain in focus until we see an indictment, which I hope is this week. All right. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to the next video.